Welcome to the Onebar and Lupagus Show, your daily source for everything Minnesota Vikings.
All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus. We're going to talk about 5 players the Vikings could add next. I don't think this roster is quite ready, quite done. It's close. It's close. It's on the precipice, but there could still be some tweaking. While we're waiting for that, guys, why don't you go put the oven on about 400, get yourself a Patriot Pizza from Brew Pub. I think it's fantastic. Great pizza, great cause. Get yourself the Patriot. All kind of different flavors. And again, supporting a great cause. So go out there, get yourself a Brew Pub Patriot. And thanks for sponsoring this video. Let's talk about 5 players the Vikings could bring in next. And some of these names we've talked about on previous videos during the live show. I'm going to start with the guy we'd have to trade for. And I've been practicing pronouncing his name. So I'm going to start with him. Noah Igbinoghene, cornerback from Washington. A guy Brian Flores drafted when he was in Miami. Knows him very well, would add some experience, some playmaking ability to the secondary, also has some return ability to him. So multifaceted player, a guy who would definitely probably see a lot of playing time early as his tenure with Minnesota Vikings. Again, it's a cost you draft pick. Where? I don't know how much. We have a lot of draft picks to deal. I'm fine with some picks for a guy like him, Noah Igbinoghene. I think it makes sense. Again, this is familiarity in Flores' system. Flores knows how to use him, knows what he does good, knows what he does bad, and can get the most out of them. So I think that'll make a lot of sense for the Vikings and maybe a move they will make. Let's go scour the free agent waiver here next, and let's go with KJ Osborne, another familiar wide receiver. You bring back Adam Thielen. Let's bring the whole damn band back together. Let's get KJ Osborne. Really, KJ, career, he had a contract year at the Vikings, 2023, and then after that, he just couldn't really become a number 2. Like, he is wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4. That's where he shines. In his last year with the Vikings, he had 48 catches, 540 yards, 3 touchdowns. Everybody remembers the drops. You guys are not forgetting his drops. Every time he's mentioned in a live, you guys in the comments make it known that you're not going to forget what he did on those drop footballs. But a guy who kind of did shit the bed when it came time to make some money, elevate himself in the NFL as number 2, and hell, maybe the team's potential number 1. He couldn't quite do that. If he comes back here, be number 3, be number 4, you know the system, you know the terminology, you know a lot of the players. I think it makes a lot of sense to be cheap when it costs any draft picks, and you're going to get instant production from him in that role. So you got to temper it based on what his role is going to be. Wide receiver 3, then bump down to 4 when Jordan Addison returns from suspension. So definitely an interesting one. Let's stick on wide receivers. Go Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne, the guy who was last with the New England Patriots, didn't make final cuts, and no one has picked him up yet. A guy who's also used to being, the third or fourth option in the passing game. Former San Francisco 49er. He spent the last 4 years with the Patriots. But look at his career stats, like 40 catches, 30 catches, 49 catches, 55 is his career high, 30. So he's always going to get you that high 20s to low 40s kind of catches. That is a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4. That's what we need. I think he's got pretty good size. What is he? He is 6'1", 205, long, lanky frame. And I'm looking at his touchdowns here because he always seems to be one of these guys that when you pick him up in a fan, he always seems to get a touchdown in a primetime game. But his career high is 5 with the Niners. He did it once with the Patriots, but 4 seems, maybe 3 touchdowns a year seems to be able to average there for him. But guy, experience, used to be not the primary target. It makes sense on paper to take a look at Kendrick Bourne. Let's go back to defense here. Let's go Shaq Griffin. Recently released yesterday. In fact, that's so recent. By the Seahawks, 6 foot, 198. Shaq Griffin, we all know him. He was here last year. He played in 17 games, started 3 for the Vikings, 2 interceptions, had some big plays. He had 41 tackles. A guy who wasn't great. I mean, you're not going to want to go out there and be a starter, but a guy in a pinch, start a game or get thrust into the game mid-game because of an injury, you can rely on Shaq Griffin in that role. So I'd be more than happy to have him back. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I'm surprised we didn't bring him back, in free agency, which maybe tells something. But now that he's free, now that he's out there, maybe the Vikings call. And you look at, what are the Vikings going to do? Who's potentially going to lose their job if the Vikings bring in somebody else? Well, you've got a Ty Chandler, maybe Xavier Scott. We don't need 4 running backs on this team. So one of those guys could definitely go. I go back to Austin Keys, the linebacker. Do we need 5 inside linebackers? I don't think so. So those are the two I look at that are expendable. So you could potentially bring in 2 guys, swap those guys out, maybe get those guys on the practice squad and release somebody else. But that's who I think's job would be on the line if we do sign any of these guys. And the last one is Stephon Gilmore, the old man Gilly. I think he's got one more season left in him. Yeah, he was picked on sometimes, but he also came up with some big plays. The late interception in London that sealed that game. A couple other huge plays I can't remember off the top of my head. I think he had a couple nice pass breakups and some clutch situations. So, yeah, will he get picked on? Sure. Can he tackle? Not very well. But he'll also come up with some clutch plays, brings a lot of veteran leadership, and just experience this team, which we really need looking at this cornerback group from top to bottom. So, Gilly, you didn't have to go through training camp. You can come in. You can play week 1. You got one more in you? I think you potentially do. So those are my guys: Shaq Griffin, Kendrick Bourne, KJ Osborne, Noah Igbenogany, and wouldn't I not say Stephon Gilmore? Those are the guys who Vikings could go out and get. Maybe somebody else. I don't know. But again, I don't think this roster is done. I think they're going to keep tweaking this thing. Up till next week. So it's Labor Day weekend. They got some time. Things could happen today. Things could happen tomorrow. We'll be here to report them when they do. Guys, go out to the store. Get yourself a Patriot by Brew Pub. You will not be disappointed. And keep your skull in your home.